Hello, viewers. Today's topic is regret, specifically brewing regret. What is my biggest brewing regret? That's the topic for today. If you like this video, please click that like button and subscribe, and please share this video wherever it is appropriate. All right, first of all, there are some things that I don't regret. I don't regret my experiments, trying a new recipe. It might or might not work out. If it doesn't work out, I don't regret that because, I've learned something from the experiment, or I tried a new flavor. Maybe it's good, maybe it's bad, but it's an experiment, and since I learned something, I don't regret it. However, in the course of brewing over the years, there are a few things that I have regretted, and I want to go through those today. So I guess I'm going to build up to the biggest regret at the end. So I'll start with something I regret, but it's not the biggest regret. One thing I have regretted is overfilling the brewing container. If I don't leave enough headroom in the jar, it's pretty easy for the brew to overflow at the beginning, and it just happens so suddenly, and it's hard to rescue. Sometimes it's leaked out, and after it leaks out, the jar is all messy. I can't really continue with the brew. It's a big mess. So that brew was ruined, and I do regret that, not leaving enough headroom in the jar. Sometimes to rescue it, I've had to, this happened with a brew that was sort of thick, so when the gas built up in the bottom, everything would rise, but if I kept stirring it every couple of hours, then it wouldn't overflow. So I had to babysit it over a 24-hour period, stirring it every 1 or 2 hours. That was a bit extreme, but I did at least save that particular brew. And I didn't regret doing that, but I did regret the time I accidentally let the whole jar overflow and spoil that batch. So that is something I regretted. Another thing I regretted is when I got an especially big jar, I decided I needed an especially long wooden spoon. So I went out and bought the longest wooden spoon I could find. I was very happy with the spoon that was going to feature in my videos, this extra long spoon. Very first time I'm using it in a brew, looks pretty good. Okay. Second time I go to stir the brew, I'm twisting and stirring. The brew is pretty thick, and the spoon just breaks in half. So I'm just holding the sharp, basically a sharp stick, and the end of the spoon is in the brew. And I was going to continue on, at least even though it was stuck in the brew and there was basically no way to get it out, that brew also overflowed. So that was a double regret. That brew was not going to work out. Fate had decided that this brew was not going to work, and my long spoon that I was so proud of was not going to feature in any videos at all. So that just didn't work out, and I guess the only thing I learned is not to. You need a sturdy spoon to stir a thick brew in a big jar. You need something really quite sturdy. And now my biggest regret. What has been my biggest regret while brewing? Well, my biggest regret is that I did not taste the brew every day as it was brewing to see the progression of the taste and the aroma of the brew. That's a really important thing to keep track of. However it tastes at the end, several times I really wish I had paid attention to how it tasted over time, and I could have perhaps intervened or at least understood the process more. But because I didn't taste it, I really had no idea how I got from point A to point B. It just ended up perhaps strange. I don't know the route it took to get there. Um, so that's the thing I regret most, is not tasting my brews frequently during the brewing process. During the phase when you're stirring the brew, it's very easy to taste. And even at the beginning, I think that's even though it's not going to taste anything like it tastes at the end, it's such a good indicator as to how the brew is progressing, how the fermentation is going, the taste and aroma of the brew. I really need to remember to take a sample as frequently as possible, every day if possible, and that would really reduce my brewing regrets. So that's my recommendation to myself to avoid brewing regret in the future, is to taste my brew frequently. All right, so that's my lesson for myself. I hope I heed that lesson in the future. Hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching.